Welcome back to Victoria 2, the Cold War and the United States of America. I took the liberty in between episodes to order a fairly massive recruitment effort, a recruitment drive if you will, of a ton of new armies that will be gathering over here in Richmond and in Virginia and then be portioned out over United States, and probably a reintroduction of American troops on European soil. That will be a future effort. This recruitment drive, this building of armies, will take about 5 years. It will take a long time. It involves about 6 full armies, if I haven't counted incorrectly. If so, I will just amend it later on. If you can see here on the right, we have a long list. Houston will take a long time. We are making a bunch of motorized infantry and a bunch of fighters from there. And let's just say that some cities have a lot more armies to produce than others. If we look here, for example, Seattle 6, San Francisco 7 times more. Houston has 12 more besides what we already recruited. So Houston, obviously, a very valuable part of the American military-industrial complex. Is there anyone from New York? 13 from New York, 10 from Philadelphia, and so forth. Needless to say, there's a lot of people that have been recruited from various parts of America and that will be joining the American Army shortly. I also ordered an increase of our naval capacity by building 28 new boats, 2 new full navies, full fleet, carrier groups if you will, that will be gathering up over here in, where is it? Baltimore. Yeah, in Baltimore. Not to be confused with the Washington port here where the ships get stuck, can't even get them out. So let's see, participate in the 1960 Olympics held in Nicaragua. Absolutely. No, we shall not dope our athletes. We don't need dopes to win. We will win anyway. They did acceptably well, which is good. We got some prestige. Weren't the best ones. It would be a bit suspicious if we were the best at everything. Needs to be a bit bad at some things, right? In order to avoid the world starting to hate you. You need to have a balanced approach on that regard. So far, we have allies in Europe still. Italy is one of them. They are allied with us. We have military agreement so we can land on their soil, which is great. Gotta love Italy, good job. France we have an alliance with and we could probably get a military access through them if we so will. Austria we are allied with and can get a military access through. And what about Britain? Britain we are allied with and could and already have military access to them. So we do have some people that we can land on, just not Germany. Germany seems to be rather unfriendly towards us. They don't want to ally us because they have a different sphere leader, which is pretty stupid. France apparently took the sphere of Germany, meaning that we cannot ally them now because they have France, even though, I don't know, the sphere thing doesn't really work out very well with the whole Cold War approach. It should be more, I don't know, I know it's probably impossible to make it so, but it should make it that the spheres is a collective effort of the NATO. So you're in the sphere of NATO, not in, for example, the United States, not in the sphere of United Kingdom or France, but in NATO, since it's supposed to work a bit differently. The same thing with the Soviet Union, and not that there's any other than Soviet Union that's a great power in their alliance, but it should work somewhat similar. So Germany should really want to be allied with us, since we are allied with France and Great Britain. So yeah, it doesn't really make much sense, but you have to work with the limitations of the game. I noticed that there is a mod for Hearts of Iron 4 that takes you to the Cold War, I believe. So I will probably take a look at that if this playthrough doesn't end up going anywhere. We'll see how that goes. Could be interesting, though then again, Hearts of Iron 4 has their own issues. They are not in depth at all when it comes to population management, in the politics area, and stuff like that. In that regard, this game is a bit better. So I don't know, maybe if they could just combine the two, I think that would be good. But we'll see. I'll probably take a look at it. We can set civil defense policy. What's the difference between them? This one has major tax efficiency decrease, but monthly war exhaustion lowered and leadership modifier increased. I think we'll take the tax hit. We are earning enough money for as it is. We don't need to do much more. ANZUS, which is great. ANZUS is something to do with those guys in the south. If I could just find answers over here. It's gotta be pretty low. There we go. An alliance between Austria, and when I say Austria, I mean Australia, New Zealand, and United States. God, I always thought that people who confused Australia and Austria were stupid, and now I did the same thing myself. It's pretty embarrassing, but gotta keep it in, not gonna cut that out. Submarine-launched ballistic missiles. Sounds fun, but we will go for information theory first. Why are we going for that? I don't know. Information theory is fun. I studied it. Well, similar kind of stuff, so... yeah, it's not really that fun. I'm lying. But I want it anyway, because it increases our administration efficiency. And we need that, I think, maybe. Do we need that? Let's take a look. No, maybe. You know what? It can never hurt. We'll go for it. We'll go for it. And speaking of which, an election started, apparently. But I wanted to take a look at where we are with our encouraged teachers. Oh no. Oh no, how many teachers do we have now? A lot of teachers. Alright, we'll stop with the teaching part. We have good ratio of those. We will now start working with encouraged workers. We will do that in California, in Texas. East Germany demands recognition of the new regime. Okay, gain install democracy costs belly on the United States. Accept the new government. Okay, Gain install democracy costs belly on the USA. So are we the one getting the casus belli, or are they the one getting casus belli? I think we will accept the new government. I don't really understand what the other one would do. One would assume that we would get the casus belli on them, but it didn't seem that way. Pago Pago wants to have independence. It also, I believe that's the exact spelling of a restaurant in Padua, which is pretty good. So if you're ever in Padua, go take a look at that restaurant. Pretty good pizzas. Like I was saying, I'm advertising now. I don't get anything for it, and I don't know if they even know who I am. But still, it's a good place. I just want to put it out. People's Republic of China. You're a great power. You're the fourth greatest power in the world, in fact, and you're a communist dictatorship, which is not that great. But at least you're not friends with the dirty Soviets. So I will accept you for now. It would be much better to take a war with them than take a war with the Soviets. The Soviet Union right now has 583 brigades and 104 vessels, navy vessels, ships. Who are they fighting? Algeria. That's a pretty ugly flag. Yeah, I gotta say, a pretty ugly flag. Cambodia has joined our glorious bloc. Wonderful. Good job, Cambodia. Good job. And they have 251 brigades. These have 583, yeah. And how many do we have? We have 190 right now, but we can get a lot more, and we are getting a lot more. We also have 169 ships, which is pretty cool. Alright, we have a presidential elections of 1960, a bit late. A bit late. Just want to point that out, a bit late. We have incumbent President Republican Dwight D. Eisenhower was not eligible to run again. The Republican Party nominated Richard Nixon, Eisenhower's vice president, while the Democrats nominated John F. Kennedy. We will go for John F. Kennedy, because he's a cool guy. Let's hope that he doesn't get assassinated this time. That would be a shame. And we are almost already done with the technology again. And it seems like 1962 or some, they don't come spread out enough. Or they're way too easy to get. I don't know, either way. The technology game doesn't really seem very balanced. And that's a shame, because I like having technology, and when you're just sitting there doing nothing, it's a bit of a shame. We will give a bank out bail to Portugal. The army here seems big enough to split off into its own thing. Let's see, 5... and one more. Wait, we have one more fighter. 3 artillery and 6. There we go. There we go, we have one more army. 60,000 men. It's a solid army, I gotta say. A solid army. I'm pretty certain about these armies. They will do much better than our previous armies. So I'm very excited about that. We could transport over one of them to... Where do we want to transport over them? We have enough transport ships here to transport them somewhere. I think the first one was supposed to go to Asia. So I think we will transport them over to Asia. We already have one of the prototype armies here. We will switch them out with another one. And when that one is in place, we can dismantle the United States Seal Army under Jeffrey Bartlett, who will then probably take over another newly made army in the United States of America. So slowly switching those armies out, rotating them out, and then unfortunately have to make new armies to replace them, which is gonna take a while. But this whole military rearmament game is part of our attempt to really defeat the Soviet Union. We can try to send a satellite into space. Yeah, it's failing again. I don't think we will ever get to that. So liberal Republicans took power. I don't know who they are. From an American point of view, I have no idea who they are even supposed to mean. Liberals and centrist, moderate, liberals, socialist. Yeah. Let's see. So I'm assuming that John F. Kennedy did win. Angola demands recognition of their new regime. Sure. I mean, what else can I do? And poor Mexico. Angola has become free, while Portugal is still under the nationalist dictatorship. Gagarin in space. They're really winning this whole space race. Mostly because we can't get that damn satellite up into space. How hard can it be? Alright, now we have a lot more things to do. We have formed an organization for economic cooperation and development. Let's do that. We'd probably be the chairman of it. Sears Tower. Okay, and the World Trade Center. Sears Tower. Yeah, I guess, sure. And the World Trade Center. Sure, let's build it. Why not? Bolivia has joined, and Germany has joined our bloc. Wonderful. Germany, my friend. What are you doing over here? Construct a new parliament building. Absolutely. I mean, it can only cost 1 million. Can do that every time of the day. And now they're suddenly under our sphere. How did they become under our sphere? And why are we allied now? Maybe that has something to do with what I mentioned before. Maybe. But I guess now that they will give us military access? Yeah, they did. Beautiful. And Austria is betraying everything. Like the reason, or one of the reasons, I think, at least, that Austria never became partitioned was one, because the Allies didn't view the Anschluss as being legitimate. So Austria was really the first victim in their view of German aggression, and as such weren't treated as the perpetrator. And then also because the Soviets agreed to end the occupation due to Austria pledging neutrality, no military alliances, no foreign bases, and guarantees against Anschluss. I think it's something like that. Movement for secularism religion. Alright, people want secularism as the religion. I say sure, people want to go through with this decision now to have no state religion. I say no, we will have secularism. Syrian Republic wants to have an alliance. Sure, they will be part of our bloc. I haven't really done anything to get people into the bloc, but people seem willing anyway. Can't really complain about that. Oh my, the Cuban Missile Crisis has started. Soviet Union placed in 1962 ballistic missiles in Cuba to effectively target almost the entire continental United States. The planned arsenal was 40 launchers. That was grave danger for the country, as USSR gained true first strike capability with slim chance for our effective retaliation. Historically, the US first obtained photographic evidence of the missiles installed by the Soviets on Cuba on October 14th, when a U-2 flight piloted by Major Richard Hazer took 928 pictures, capturing images of what turned out to be an SS-4 construction site at San Cristobal, Pinar del Rio province in western Cuba. Yeah. Missiles are spotted. The Cuban Missile Crisis. On October 15th, the CIA's National Photographic Intelligence Center reviewed the YouTube photographs and identified objects that they interpreted as medium-range ballistic missiles. The next morning, Kennedy was shown the YouTube photographs and briefed on the CIA's analysis on the images. Alright. Alright. What can we do against send grave warnings only? Perform air attacks and declare war. High risk of World War III. We're not ready for World War III. We can't do nothing. We will do what they did in history. We will perform a naval quarantine of Cuba and hope that that works. God damn it, Cuba. Why did you have to do this to us? Why did you have to go betray us? I think, you know, the guy that everyone loves and have, you know, I think the silhouette of him, Che Guevara, wasn't he one of the principal leaders behind this whole Cuban Missile Crisis? I think maybe, so I have no idea actually. I don't even know why I talk about history sometimes when I have no clue what I'm talking about. Alright, but we can do one more army. We have tanks here, we have the fighters ready, we have the bombers ready, we have the artillery, and of course the motorized infantry. So there we go, another army is ready. Ready to go. I'm assuming that this army has already That's an interesting glitch. 60,000 men ready. Good. Let's dismantle this army now, and we can rebuild it in the homeland. And send the transport ships all the way back to Charleston to pick up more men. Or Wilmington, either or. Has come to us. We are... Oh, Belgium is the chairman. Bolivia wants an alliance. Good. I think our diplomatic spread, our alliances, they're strong. If only the Soviet Union could be the aggressor for once, things could be nice. Alright, acquire... Let's see, acquire submarine nuclear delivery means. Everything is just cutting into our tax efficiency. It's an interesting way of depicting costs. The nuclear triad, max nuclear capability. A nuclear triad refers to the nuclear weapons delivery of a strategic nuclear arsenal, which consists of 3 basic components: land-based intercontinental ballistic missiles, strategic bombers, and submarine-launched ballistic missiles. Yeah, we have we have massive nuclear attack capability. Don't fight us, is what they're saying. Don't mess with us, because we will mess with you, and when we do, you won't exist anymore. You hear that, Soviet Union? Back off. Our submarines, which we unfortunately barely have any of, but the game doesn't care about that, can strike at Moscow at any point. Because that's just who we are. And I'm sorry, maybe I should be more involved in what's happening over here, but it's just so much. Except in Iran. I will get involved in Iran. Damn Soviet Union. In fact, priority will be on Iran. We can't lose Iran. It's too important. What are we losing it? This is the Syrian Republic. Decrease opinion to Soviet Union in the Syrian Republic and increase... God, this is Venezuela, Republic of China. Oh yeah, that's the other China, I forgot about them. Anyone else? North Korea. I didn't know we had any influence there, or that we were trying. But apparently we are. Maybe we should stop. It's not gonna go anywhere, let's be honest. And the other ones, it's just too many nations, too many small nations. Too hard to get any kind of overview over here of is this just like a small one? Like if Spain took Greece, for example, why would I care? Or this thing in Ecuador, only 7.7 from Belgium, why would we care? But it shows up on the list as much as anyone else. It's too much of a hassle to keep track of everything. The United States had an entire office of people who could make sure that everything there was all right. Embassies all across the world and thousands of people. I'm just one person. One single singular person. It's not fair. It's not fair, Papa. Fighters, bombers, and artillery. Motors infantry. There we go, another one. See, the armies are going extremely well. With this army we will take it to Vietnam instead, where we will land them. I think we can dismantle this army already. You know what, we won't dismantle it, but we'll dismantle parts of it. We will take the tanks, and we will take some of the fighters and some of the bombers, and that artillery and the infantry. The rest we will dismantle, the majority of it, because it's just too much of a hassle. So these ones will be moved back with the ships to United States for refitting. Listless and unemployed. Yeah. Build local reform support. Yeah, sure. Attempt to send a satellite into space. Let's cross our fingers. Maybe we can succeed this time. Maybe. Yes, we managed. We managed. We got a satellite up into space. Thank God. Thank God. Great. What's the next step? Start a send a man into space program. The Soviets have already managed this, and we're just starting. We're just starting. There we go. Wait, private funding of space mission. No, we will go for government funding. At least this early on. There's endogenous growth theory. Sure, no, not really sure what that is, but it sounds fun. We can go for it. Tensions in Quandebele. Uncertain where it is. It's probably somewhere here, I guess. Quandebele. Maybe we should search for it. It started with a K and then it was Quandebele. Quandebele. It's over here. What is happening over here? What is this? Oh, here it is. Why is this a separate thing? Is this historical? Maybe. I don't understand. This is almost painful. How many small things? What's happening in South Africa? What are you doing? Fix this immediately. Please, please, please fix it. All right, Canada. What can we do for you? We can become friendly with you, apparently, and take you away from Britain. Maybe join you into United States. Imagine, if I recall correctly, I think there was a plan that United States had that was never going anywhere, but proposed at least, to annex Canada following the Civil War in the United States, making Canada part of the United States. Imagine if that happened. Imagine. Alright, reaction to Berlin demilitarization ultimatum. Soviet Union, get control over... No, we can't give them control over anything. But imagine if that had happened, and Canada had joined the United States. All of this into one nation, and just imagine that most likely that would spur on more American expansionism, maybe. Meaning that when the whole Cuba thing, that the Americans would want to annex it, and maybe Mexico too. That would be a frightening prospect. East Berlin is off limits. The four powers governing Berlin had agreed to something. Try access it anyway, very small chance of World War III. Withdraw. With our luck, there will be World War III happening. And we will be the aggressor as always. Because that's just how it is. That's what United States have to deal with on a daily basis. World Bank bailout of Peru? Sure, just join our faction if you're not already in it. You're in it, good. We will give you extra amounts of loan then. We'll just give you all the loans that you could ever, possibly, ever hope to want. Alright, Inter-American Treaty of Reciprocal Assistance. let's see where it is. There's just too many things. Once again, the Americans had, or real government would have, an entire office full of people to handle all of these things. I don't have an office. I should have an office, and we are out of technology. So until 1965, I believe, we can just sit and wait and have our research point go nowhere, which is fun. It's always fun. How's it going with the recruitment of units? It's going really well. We should be done within 2 more years. Hopefully. So my prediction of about 5 years for the army order to be made was not completely out of whack. It was a pretty good estimate. And we have here our fleet ready. We move that one here, and then we have these cruisers almost ready. And then I believe there's gotta be one more aircraft carrier somewhere as is lurking. There it is. The USS John C. Stennis. A beautiful aircraft carrier. And bail out Portugal as well. Everyone needs bailouts these days, and Turkey, you too. Not sure what's happening with the whole Cuban missile crisis. It didn't seem to go anywhere. There might be a resolution on it soon, though. It seems that we did good. We did well. We staved them off. And that's all that counts. So I'm wondering, with all of these failures, Soviet Union, are you close to breaking soon? Or are you not? Apparently there's a large Congolese civil war happening. Yeah. We should really be helping out Congo over here. War subsidies? No? The country must be at war. Okay, Congo is not a war. But who is at war then? Zaire, we're helping you out with almost nothing. But that's all we could give you. We have no other choice. And now we can attempt to send an astronaut into space. Shepard in space! Did we succeed? Is this real life? On the first attempt? Alan Shepard became the first American in space. Hooray! Wonderful. And we still have the attempt to send... What? But we didn't... Oh, I don't understand. It just said that we did. I thought that was due to that decision. God damn it. God damn it, I wanted an American in space. Well. I guess we'll have to fix that later then. Tanks, in the amount of 5 of them. Bombers, fighters, everything fun. And some motorized infantry. There we go. Another army done. And then we have this one that we need to fix up so they can be a proper army. There. Wonderful. And accept independence of what? Chichijima. Sure. Why not? Why the hell not? It works out brilliantly. And now we are approaching 1964. A very important date because probably some reasons. But we have achieved quite a few things. We had a Cuban missile crisis that then kind of petered out into nothing. But the Cuban missile crisis, we need to do something about Cuba. They put our country at terrible risk. Not only our country, the entire world at risk with their foul playing. Luckily, they seem to have backed off. I haven't received any confirmation on a real deal there, a real conclusion. We'll have to see that in the future though. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode and that you will join me in the next one. Until then, see you soon and have a good time.